Good afternoon. I need something simple. I've got a lot of time demands right now. Time is of the scarce, if you like. So that's a question I've had a lot right now. That's generally the kind of views coming out. Definitely a lot of conversation we've had where people are definitely lacking in time. It's that time of year. It's a real busy time of the year, isn't it? Coming up, we've got social events, unlock everything, and people. It's very easy to think, I'm going to start in January, and you can start in January, and that's okay. Um, the one thing I would say is there's a lot of people who end up starting or waiting till January who wish they started earlier because the average weight gain between now and January is anywhere between 1 and 13 pounds. And imagine if you, instead of putting on 10 pounds, only put on 4 pounds, how much easier it would be in January. And I'm saying this with some simple swaps. So, over the next 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to be going over some really simple swaps that you can make and real quick, easy things you can do. Hey, Lou. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Penny. So if you come in, give me a hello. If you're on replay, let me know you're on replay as well. So I had a chat with someone earlier, and we really made this simple out. And to think that they nearly actually didn't get started, and we're nearly going to wait till January. And I actually nearly said, yeah, maybe wait till January. And I just want to talk through and just share, because everything I share here is something that we're actually doing right now to just make this stuff up. So one thing for her is, given that she bakes cakes for a living, which is definitely not great for the environment that you're building. And we know that our environment can dictate what we do. Good intentions can be very easily stolen. So one of the things that she needs to do is make sure she has lunch at 11 a.m. I know that sounds early, but for her, that's a key thing. Why? Well, she has lunch at 11 a.m. She gets the nutrition in that she needs, and she's less likely to pick the snacks, the licks, the taste, the bites, which add up. They seem nothing at the time, but those licks, tastes, and bites could be 500 calories a day. However, a lot of people use a similar reason in terms of, I won't have lunch, I'll be good, I'll skip meals, I'll try and fast. And that works for some people. But especially if you've got an issue of comfort eating and snacking, we generally find that fasting too long can be actually the issue, especially if you feel like you are being good by fasting. So you fast, but then you end up kind of picking a little bit licks, taste, bites, which you end up not being aware of, perhaps consciously and mindfully. So her one rule is literally to have lunch at 11. Now, I'm just giving this as one rule right here now, and with some accountability, she's going to send that lunch to me every day. Now, the key thing here is, okay, what's going to get in the way of this? And some of the things that come up are, I know what to do already. I'm just not doing it. Okay, send me a picture of your lunch at breakfast. What does that mean? Well, she has to prepare her breakfast now. Prepare her lunch at breakfast now. And now the key thing with that is she's got fewer decisions to make when your day's busy. And I'm going to be honest here, I struggle with this too on busy days. Since we've moved studio and I'm not in the high street, we're not in the high street in Marlborough, just on the outside, it's actually saved me a lot of time in that I'm not popping out or relying on popping out to the shop, etc. But instead, I have to be a bit organized. If I'm not, then I'll pay the price. I might snack more. Hey, Jan. Hey, Penny. So I'm just going to share some of the things that I do. Number one is we've just bought an egg maker. Now, although that sounds really simple, it basically is like a steamer. So steaming eggs, boiled eggs, every night. I'll put 6 in there. So there's 6 boiled eggs in the fridge at all times. At any point, I can just grab one, take one. The reason I don't boil them is because I get distracted a lot. And long story short, Mrs. Fruci was like, how many times are you going to boil eggs, forget about them, and then hear an explosion? And in health and safety point of view, it's not a great thing. Anyway, I digress. So always having those eggs in the fridge so that I have an easy option, even if I'm hungry, and it's quick, easy, it's done. Yorkshire Provender soup. There are other soups available, but that one is great. And yes, I could make homemade soup, and ideally I will, and I do. However, those little soups, and the super soups they're called, whatever, any soup really, keeping some soups in the fridge so that worst case, if you need to grab something, you've got that in there. And it can then be like one of the ladies has set this week. My one thing this week will be, if I want to snack, it will be a soup or protein shake. Now, of course, that might not work for you. Yours might be different, but it's important to find what's going to work for your lifestyle. Like one of these lunch at 11 a.m. isn't going to work for a lot of people. But for her lifestyle, given what she's doing, the baking and stuff like that, it works perfectly for her. And she's got that accountability to do it. And if you're short on time, this is a really important thing to do. limiting decisions. The more choice you have, the more willpower you have to use. The more decisions you have to make, the more willpower you have to use. You have to be really wary of this, okay? Some other little simple swaps that you can make, and I've talked about in the last week or so, are milky coffees. Like, use almond milk, swap your milk a little bit. And a few of them can make a big difference. Carrot and swede mash instead of normal mash. Chicken sausages instead of pork sausages. Little things like that that can add up. And although seem insignificant, it's the small choices, the small decisions that you make. We know that have a big impact. Otherwise, we're just left with one big thing to change in January. Because, and I said this to someone the other day, they were like, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time. And when I start this, I want to go all in with this. I want to go all in. And my question was, okay, if you exercise once a week until January right now, would that benefit you? And of course, the answer is yes. Rather than wait till January and expect to do 4 and change your whole diet. That's a tough task when you got to consider how long it takes to get there. Will you be busy? Where do I park? Do I do it from home? How do I log in? Am I fit enough? Which is the best for me? All these decisions we make, and no wonder we put on 1 to 13 pounds over this period. You throw in social events rather than let's control what we can. In fact, next week's Q&A and our monthly newsletter this month is all about the Christmas period, social events, how to enjoy it and still feel in control, because that's what it's about. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you are in on our pre-Christmas habit challenge, we have our next program coming up. Just comment below with November. We start from either this week or next week, flexible start date. The official actually habit challenge starts on the 22nd. Obviously, you can have it will take a while to get started, get you up and running, go through your starting plan. If you want more information on that, just comment below of November and I'll get you the details. And I hope you found that helpful in terms of those little habits, little swaps. And if there is a swap that you can think, yeah, I might try that, just let me know below. Any questions, let me know below as well. And I will see you later. Take care. Have an awesome rest of your, what is the day? Tuesday. Take care.